So today, September 30, last day na sa voters registration and hoping nga tanan ta din naka-registered na and please exercise your right to vote. So first is what is political psychology? Jai. So political psychology is an interdisciplinary academic area committed to better understanding politics, politicians, and political behavior from a psychological perspective, as well as psychological processes from socio-political viewpoints. So politics and psychology have a bidirectional relationship, with psychology being used as lens to understand politics and politics being used as a lens to understand psychology. So, in political psychology, they taga-study why do people vote the way they do. So, why do people become activists while others do not? So, how do people understand politics in everyday sense? So, political psychology is extremely broad and covers a wide range of issues, such as the impact of leaders' personality on politics or public policy, the influence of ideology on populations, voting patterns, and social group stereotypes of other groups. So, Diri, for example, si Bong Revilla biska nagbudots lang to sa kag nakita sa mga tao sa TV tapos grabe gid iya impact sa society. So dire gina-study ang personality sang mga politicians kag kung ano ang ila behavior which naka-affect sa aton kag sa society kag sa aton nga beliefs in politics. So next. Ren, Ronaldin, ikaw na.
Sorry. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, in this slide, I'm going to talk about some individuals who contributed to the discipline of political psychology. So, one of its chief proponents was philosopher Hippolyte Taine. As a literacy and art critic, he had developed a theory that said that individuals and groups were determined sang ilang heredity, environment, and situation. So some of his studies and works includes On Intelligence, On Will, and Origins of Contemporary France, which made a large number of general observations on political behavior, and as well as made an enormous impact and directly inspired the emergence of the sociology of people, elites, and crowds in the late 19th century. So may ara siya duwa ka libro, The English People, A Study of Their Political Psychology on 1901, and The American People, Elements of Their Political Psychology on 1902. So another emulator of Taine was Gustave Le Bon. He's primarily remembered as one of the founding fathers of crowd psychology. He was a conservative physician and an evolutionary anthropologist who had picked up contemporary ideas on lower and higher human groups and lower and higher brain functions. In his most popular work entitled The Crowd, he suggested that crowd activity subdued will and polluted rational thought, which resulted in uncontrollable impulses and emotions. So the crowd behavior is usually unanimous, emotional, and intellectually weak. Next is Sigmund Freud. His large psychoanalytical influence also contributed to the discipline of political psychology. So Freud and Bullet on 1967 developed the first psychobiographical explanation to how the personality characteristics of U.S. President Woodrow Wilson affected his decision making during World War I. And lastly, si Theodore Adorno. He joined Sanford and other Berkeley scholars to conduct empirical research on prejudice and anti-Semitism. His famous sociology book entitled The Authoritarian Personality on 1950. Although this book was heavily criticized for alleged ideological and methodological bias, there can be no doubt that it was a landmark study in the history of political psychology. So based sa libro, ang authoritarian personality has been associated with higher level of obedience. Also, si Theodore Adorno is one of the developers of the questionnaire called the California F scale, which was made to measure the levels of authoritarian personality sa isa ka tawo. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. As what I have mentioned earlier, that political psychology is committed to better understand politics, politicians, and political behavior. Let me first define it. Politics. So, let us remember that it is the set of activities associated with the governance of a country. It includes making decisions in groups and the need to achieve power among individuals. And next, the politicians. So politicians are the person involved in politics. So they are the one who propose, sila man ang nag-support and nag-create ng mga laws. And then the political behavior, it is an inclusive set of human behavior that involves political processes or any activity such as power, which has political consequences in relation to a government. And then lastly, personality and politics. So ang personality and politics, it focuses on the effects of leadership personality of an individual. So example, sini is ang sa ilang decision making. And then ang personality and politics is also focuses on consequences of different personalities on leadership boundaries, such as their authority, responsibility, and accountability. So next, there are three key personality approaches utilized in political psychology. So first is ang psychoanalytic theory. So it is a widely used theory and it is also used in previous topics sa gender and sexuality. So this say ang theory is an approach by Sigmund Freud who made significant contributions to the study of personality in political psychology. So may ara siya nga theory which is the unconscious motives of behavior. So ang unconscious motivation ni Freud, it refers to a hidden and unknown desires that are real reasons for things that people do. So he is famous in his idea that our mind is like an iceberg that only a small part is revealed while the bigger and deeper reasons for our actions lie beneath the surface. So si Freud nagsuggest nga ang behavior kuno sang mga leaders and their decision-making skills were largely determined by the interaction of id, ego, and superego. So we are familiar of this. And then, ang nagsuggest si Freud nga ang behavior sang mga leaders, nagalay man siya on their control of pleasure principle and reality principle. So let me recall it that id is the part which seeks immediate gratification of aggressive desires or wants sang isa ka tawo. Ang superego, it operates as moral conscience, and ego is the realistic part that mediates between id and superego. On the other hand, ang pleasure principle strives to fulfill our most basic needs and urges, including thirst and hunger, while ang reality principle forces us to consider the risks and outcomes as we make decisions. So in this theory of psychoanalytic theory, the personality of a leader is determined by the interaction of id, ego, and superego. So kung ang isa bala ka leader, mas ginauna niya gratify ang iya aggressive urges or ang iya nga mga gusto, or siya bala isa ka leader nga gina-consider niya ang risk and outcomes before siya mag-act. So amo ni siya ang sa psychoanalytic theory. Next is ang trait-based theory. So what is trait? Trait is defined by Oxford English Dictionary as distinguishing quality or characteristics typically belonging to a person. Therefore, ang trait is a characteristic of human behavior. We might consider this as aspects of attitude or personality that is consistent across different situations. So ang trait wala siya nagabago-bago. So human beings possess many personality traits. So ang examples ang personality traits like ang creativity, ang adaptability, and assertiveness.
Trait-based theory induced that one's combination of these traits has implication for its effective leadership. So it means that there's a set of human traits that enable a person to lead others effectively. So ang trait-based theory nagapati siya nga ang leadership or ang leadership ability is innate in leaders. Meaning ang mga leaders they are born to lead. For example, ang sa Big Five theory ni McRae and Costa bala, ang Big Five personality trait that includes neuroticism, ang extroversion, agreeableness, openness, and conscientiousness. Sa trait-based theory, if individuals kuno nga nag-score highly on extroversion, it is demonstrated as having superior leadership skills. So meaning kay 'di ba ang ginman ang mga politicians or ang mga leaders naton, they are great communicators. So ang nagapati ang trait-based theory nga ang traits ng isa ka leader is innate and they are not learned. So, na siya ang sa trait-based theory. Next is ang motive-based theory. So, in terms of this theory, motivation is viewed as goal-oriented behavior driven by a need for four things. So, ang tao kuno is motivated for, first is ang power. So, ang isa ka tao, may siya need for power or ang iya bala gusto nga mag-influence sa iban. Second is need for affiliation, which is naga-favor siya for collaboration sa iban nga tao. And then the third is the intimacy. So ang may ara nga need ang isa ka leader for closeness or warmth or interaction sa iban nga tao. And then the last is the achievement. So ang achievement, it talks about the accomplishment, need for accomplishment sang isa ka individual. So ang apat nga ni, this were grouped by Winter from Murray's suggested common human goals. So sa motive-based theory, it suggests that need for power affects the style in which a leader performs. So si Winter and Stewart suggest that those who is high in power, motivation, or need for power, and low in affiliation and intimacy, they make better nga mga leaders. So kung kung isa ka leader, naga-need siya sang power or want to influence others, naga-make sang better nga mga leaders. And then, kung ang leader is affiliation motivated, it tend to collaborate with other leaders in the absence of threat. Kung ang leaders kuno or ang leaders nga affiliation motivated, meaning ang daw gusto nila bala mag-collaborate sa iban nga tao, so it demonstrate nga ang daw wala bala sang harassment or absence of threat. And lastly, sa achievement, ang achievement motivation or the need for achievement ng isa ka tawo. Kung ang tawo may need for achievement or amo na bala iya nga superior gid nga need, it demonstrated to not correspond with political success. So kung sinoto ko no ang leader nga high in power or need in power, muto siya ang nagahimo sa mga better nga mga leaders. And then, next, there are frameworks for assessing personality. So first is the authoritarian personality. So si Adorno, he explained that this type of personality from psychoanalytic point of view, suggesting that this is a result of highly controlled and traditional parenting. So kung ikaw kuno na raise ikaw sa ang parents mo gin-raise ikaw nga imo nga action controlled pareho sa una bala nga dapat ang may curfew mga muna. So you tend to have authoritarian personality. And then, gin-add pag ni Adorno nga individual with an authoritarian personality, wala sila nakadevelop sang ability to control sexual and aggressive id impulses, which resulted in a fear of them. So, they seem to be bold and tough na nagakatahap ang iban nga tawo sa ila. So amo na ang authoritarian personality. So this kind of personality tend a person to be ethnocentric or superior, ego defensive or nahadlok sila bala malabawan, conforming and conventional and having conservative political views. So may mga tawo nga ano 'di ba nga superior or may ara nga authoritarian personality. Next is ang trait-based framework. So Barber suggested a three leadership personality which is character, worldview, and style. On the other hand, si Etheridge nagpropose siya sang importance of traits like dominance, interpersonal trust, self-esteem, and introversion, extroversion in leadership views and policy shaping. So, he found out nga ang trait kuno sang isa ka tawo like introversion can lead to lack of cooperation, while extroversion leads to cooperation and negotiation. Further, he suggested that interpersonal trust and self-esteem were closely related to not advocating force. So sa trait-based framework, may ara daw nga ano nga ang aton kuno nga trait. So it is transparent nga makita man sa aton nga behavior. For example, ang isa ka leader is introverted. So meaning kung introverted kuno ang isa ka leader, wala siya, kulang siya sa cooperation. For example, dabi sa aton nga government, kung ang leader is introverted, bale ang wala siya balaga cooperate for example sa mga policy making, so muna. And then kung ang extroverted naman ang isa ka leader, so it tends to cooperate and nag-negotiate sa iban man nga mga leaders. And then next, ang evolutionary psychology. So sa evolutionary psychology, it plays a significant role in understanding the state and people of how a current political regime came to be. So evolutionary psychology explains conflicts in politics and the international society. So according to Peterson and his colleagues in a journal article, instincts and psychological characteristics developed through evolution is still existent with modern people. So ang ano ko no, ang psychological characteristic nga na-develop sadto is still naga-exist siya Japon hasta subong. So they suggest human being as adaptation executors. So we are adaptation executors kuno, that people are designed through natural selection. So humans are adaptive, that we tend to adapt our environment for survival. So for example, the coalitional aggression is more commonly found with males. So this is because of their psychological mechanism designed since ancestral times. So during those times, men had more to earn in winning wars compared to women. Also, men had more chance of reproduction, which eventually lead to the succession of aggressive, eager to war DNA. So the author hypothesized that countries with more men will tend to show more aggressive politics, thereby having more possibility of triggering conflicts within and among states. So, ang mga country kuno nga mas damo bala ang mga lalaki. So mas damo man ang we can see subong ang mga countries na mas powerful bala ang mga lalaki, mas damo sang wars and terrorism. So amo na siya ang explanation sang evolution psychology sa political
Miss Seaman, are you still with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige. May konting technical difficulty. Everything still okay pa ba? Carry pa, pamati pa ka mo?
China, guro yung signal, ma'am.
Oh, anyone
Dali lang
can,
gid, ma'am.
ano?
Brown out ko na sa ila.
That's...
Wait lang gid, ma'am.
Oh, it's okay. Sige, anyone man from the group can, di ba, hindi, can replace or proceed lang sa aton presentation.
Dali lang gid ko na, ma'am.
So, while waiting, nakita nyo man ang bago nga study guide. Nagabasa man ka mo announcement, no?
Yes.
Oo, so, on next week, wala class.
Ma'am.
Ha?
Sorry, good ma'am, nag-run out dabi, ma'am.
It's okay, pero dasig lang. So, next week, wala class. So, ang group 7 and 8 sa 15, then ang 9 kag 10 sa Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, 14 kag 15 ang apat ka group. So, unless, later on arrange na lang, unless kung may other ka mga arrangements, if that's okay man sa inyo. Okay, sige, so, wala na, let's proceed na. Okay na sa inyo, Miss Seaman?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige.
So, ang sa group behavior, we will know more about Sine of how individuals react in a situation sa next nga reporter. So, tapos na ka, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, bation ko, ma'am.
Yes, dear.
Okay. So let's proceed to the social justice. It refers to a political and philosophical system that emphasizes fairness in interpersonal relationships and equal access to wealth, opportunities, and social privileges. Even if social justice benefits everyone, it has the potential to undermine long-standing systems. So in addition, ang social justice as stated sa case issue of Maximo Calalang versus A.D. Williams that was passed on the Supreme Court around 1990s, ang social justice nakastate didra is neither communism nor despotism nor atomism nor anarchy, but it is the humanization of laws and the equalization of social and economic forces by the state so that justice in its rational and objectively secular conception may at least be approximated. It is critical to understand that the ideal of perfect social fairness is unlikely to be attained. So there's no finish line to attain, but things do improve when society embraces the four principles.
Hello. Batian ko, ma'am. Sorry.
Dear, yes po.
Okay. So let's move on to the four principles of social justice. We have equality, equity, rights, and participation. So first is equity. It is a fundamental principle of social justice. It means, oh my God, sorry. It means a fair access to different public goods and services. It is often linked in the notion of fairness as related to access, which implies that all people, regardless ng ilang gender, race, religion, age, class, language, and etc., are authorized or entitled to benefit from those public goods and resources. So sa equality, it involves treating individual in the same manner irrespective sang ilang mga differences. So one example is our Republic Act 10931, which called the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, which declares that quality education is an inalienable right to all Filipinos and that the state shall take appropriate actions to make sure that education is accessible to all Filipinos. So not just in Philippines, education sa Germany and Norway ng ilang public universities is also free because it is funded by their government. So in Norway, attending public universities in the country is tuition free, even for international students. This is because Norway believes that everyone should have access to education regardless to their socio-economic background. So in terms of equality sa healthcare services naman, countries like Mexico, Australia, and Germany are one of those. So sa Mexico, every Mexican citizen is guaranteed no-cost access to healthcare and medicine according to their own constitution. So sa Australia naman, may ara sila ginatawag na Medicare program which delivered by highly regulated public and private healthcare providers which provides hospital treatment, doctor's appointment, and medicine for free or for a substantially reduced cost. Next slide, please. Thank you. So next is equity. This principle derives from the recognition that the concept of fairness as equal or uniform distribution is not always possible or implementable. It also refers to how individuals are given tools specific to their needs and socio-economic status in order to move towards similar outcomes. So, di ba sa equality, ginahatagan tanan, sa equity, sa equity, ang ginahatagan lang ang gakakinahanglan. Okay, so for example, na in the picture is illustrated sa atin nga slide, it is the best depiction of equity. So there are three people outside the game area. The man in blue t-shirt, which is already tall, and able to see represent the most privileged or the high class in the society. The one in red t-shirt represents the middle class and who can just barely see, and the last one in violet t-shirt hindi isa kakita sang hampang. So if we relate the picture in the concept of equity, the man in blue t-shirt, hindi yan nakinahanglan sang box kay di ba with or without sang box, makakita siya sang hampang. Whereas ang middle person kay hindi siya kakita gamay, hatagan siya sang isa ka box. While ang third person kay hindi siya kakita sang hampang at all, hatagan siya sang duwa ka box. Para at least tanan sila makakita sang hampang. So equity also takes into account the effect of discrimination and aims for an equal outcome. Another example, ang ADA, the American with Disabilities Act, it was written or implemented so that people with disabilities are ensured equal access to public places, services, and resources. Next slide, please. Thank you.
So the third principle is right. So when a society is just, it protects and respects everyone's human rights. This connection is essential since human rights are recognized globally. Various treaties help keep governments accountable. So rights are divided into two subgroups, which are the legal rights and moral rights. So ang legal rights, amo ni siya ang right nga ga-exist under sa rules of legal systems or by virtue of decision of suitably authoritative bodies within them. So examples ng legal rights ang right to receive payment for one's job according to agreed terms. Moral rights, on the other hand, are norms nga aspire to protect all people everywhere from severe political, legal, and social abuses. Examples are giving people a say in affairs that concern them and freedom of speech. Next slide, Jen. So the last one is participation. How everyone in society is given a voice and opportunity to verbalize their opinions and concerns and have a role in any decision making that affects their livelihood and standard of living, ensuring their full participation in political and cultural life. So, ang social justice requires that individuals have the opportunity and platform to participate in making the policies that will affect their well-being. So, ang society, they must allow everyone na mag-voice out sang concerns kag mag-take part in the decision making. If something affects a person's life, that person needs to be a part of the process. So one example is citizens' participation in elections. So we the citizens vote for leaders to represent them and their ideas.
So let's proceed to the inequality, injustice, and discrimination in the Philippines. So we have discrimination or an unequal treatment of people of different races, genders, socioeconomic classes, sexual orientations, physical abilities, religions, and other factors. Injustice and any issue affecting a society where there are differences based on certain criteria, generally affecting marginalized groups, is referred to a social injustice. Inequality is an existence of unequal opportunities and benefits for different social positions or statuses within a group or community is characterized. So for the discrimination, we have here the example, a 59-year-old curfew violator with mental illness was shot dead by a village guard or barangay tanod in Tondo, Manila during the second day of enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila. So people with mental health issues and PWDs are known to be stigmatized, which has a significant detrimental influence on their lives. On the other hand, there are many forms of discrimination, and in some cases, discrimination may be direct and intentional. For example, if a person or group treats another person differently on purpose because of a code ground or ang ilab lang standard bala, this type of discrimination generally arises from negative attitudes and biases. Another example here, ang sa PWD, persons with disabilities in the Philippines, stated ni siya sa US State Department sa ilang report, they state nga Philippines continued to face discrimination. So, familiar kita di sa aton nga Magna Carta Law for Disabled Person or ang Section 35 and 36 of Republic Act 7277 nga prohibit ang discrimination of PWDs in public accommodations and services. For the inequality, it focuses on the distribution of goods and burdens in society. A good can be, for example, income, education, employment, or parental leave, while examples of burdens are substance abuse, criminality, unemployment, and marginalization. Inequality or social inequality, nag-result ni siya sa society organized by hierarchies of class, race, and gender that unequally distributes access to resources and rights. So may nabasa ko bilang isang qualitative studies ang ASEAN Trade Union Council nga updated lang gid last July 2021 nga naka-state dito nga Philippines has the third highest rate of economic and social inequality in Southeast Asia. So ang problem nga ni hindi lang man siya limited lang sa personal wealth lang kay nagakosto siya sa poverty. Rather ang niara pagid other areas bala such as land distribution, educational and vocational opportunities kag ang duno gid bala common ang labor ay di ba may ara sang mga trabahador bala nga ang ilang sweldo or ang daily bala nila nga labor hindi siya pasok sa minimum wage depende sa region nga na. So amo na siya ang naga-affect man also sang social inequality. And there are two main ways to measure social inequality. Inequality of conditions, it refers to the unequal distribution of income, wealth, and material goods. For example, level of communities where some are poor, unstable, and plagued by violence, while others are invested in by businesses and governments so that they thrive and provide safe, secure, and happy conditions for their inhabitants. Amo na gani ginahambal bala nga kung i-compare ta na lang gid bala nga anon lang gid ang Philippines still as a third world country or developing country kay hindi lamang sa government bala naga-practice ang mga iniquities nila, rather may ara pagid sa mga LGUs and sa mga barangays bala nga kung diin ang manggaranon nagasigila sila manggaranon and ang mga imol amo sila gyapon nagaimol. Another measure of social inequality is the inequality of opportunities. It refers to the unequal distribution of life chances across individuals. This is reflected in measures such as level of education, health status, and treatment by the criminal justice system. Example, women are systematically paid less than men for doing the same work.
So next is injustice. Injustice is any issues affecting a society where there are differences based on certain criteria. Generally affecting marginalized groups is referred to a social injustice. So this includes unfair labor practices, racial discrimination, discrimination based on gender, orientation, ethnicity, age, and one of the examples is poor versus rich. So the justice system in the Philippines. So for example, diri ang mga drug lords na bala sa mga prisuhan kung ilan tao ka mabalita, martusan o nga ang leaders ng drug lord ang yung prisuhan is may TV do something like that, tapos ang mga imol gadidas o kanay lang sa isa ka selda kag may ara man ko to video nga nalantaw nga siya sa sulod sa prisuhan tapos dugi na massage siya to ata ang isa man ka foreigner nga nga na priso tapos ginmangkot siya kung nga aara siya kung sa prisuhan tapos ang iya sabat is ang ginplantidan daw siya sing drugs tapos ang sinsabat niya nga limangkot siya gali ko nga wala siya kuno nga wala siya bala nakagwa kay inosente man siya tapos iya ginsabat is wala man daw siya mahimo kay mga untouchable persons man ang iyang kontra. So next example is extrajudicial killing. So extrajudicial killing is the killing of a person by government authorities without the approval of any court or legal process. So ang pinaka-controversial issue gidi sa Philippines is ang kay Kian de los Santos nga case. So Kian de los Santos is a 17 years old boy. So bale nakita sa CCTV nga patay na lang siya kag ang pulis at wala siya na dakop or something mo na. So amo na siya ang injustice. So next slide please. So next is theories in social injustices. So first is ang kay John Rawls theory of justice, which holds that every individual has an equal right to basic liberties and that they should have the right to opportunities and an equal chance as other individuals of similar ability. So ang main principle sa John Rawls justice is justice as fairness. So sa diri na di masulod ang veil of ignorance. So veil ignorance is a thought experiment wherein ang tao gina-imagine niya self nga may upod siya sa group of people pero may ara sila sudlan nga bali may kadto sila sa isa ka place. So pero ang hindi nila balaan kung ano ilang personality, ano ilang gender, manggaranon sila, imol sila. So bali wala sila gid kabalo. So amo gitawag nga veil of ignorance or in sa aton nga dialect is piring. Kung nakita niyo na sa may law nga statue bala nila ang nakapiring nga babae na amo na siyang veil of ignorance, which is eliminate personal features. So bali maobra na di sila sing ilang law and rules nga equal sa tanan nga tao, mapa babae, lalaki, manggaranon, kaman or imol, basta fair sa tanan. Na ginatawag nga justice as fairness. So diri na di masulod ang egalitarianism, which is a philosophical perspective that emphasizes equality and equal treatment across gender, religion, economic status, and political beliefs. So another theory is ang kay Adler, which is striving for success and superiority. So according to Adler, people strive toward final goal of either personal superiority or the goal of success for all mankind. So sa diri, ang psychological healthy people will strive for success kag ang ila main goal is ang makabulig sa ibang nga tao, while psychological unhealthy people where ang ila nga main goal is superiority. So sa diri makit-an ta nga ang aggression was the dynamic power behind all motivation, and masculine protest will to power or domination of others. So sa diri, for example, ang mga tawo nga strive for success, kung makita tang mga first kay Isko Moreno, nagpadalagan siya, ang iya main goal is to help other people. So may ara man ta makita sa iban ta nga politicians nga ang ila ginaobra is nagapangurakot lang, so which is naga-affect sa social justices sang aton society. So next slide, Jai, please. So next is the striving force as compensation. So all humans are blessed at birth with small, weak, and inferior bodies. These physical deficiencies ignite feelings of inferiority only because, by their nature, possess an innate tendency toward completion or wholeness. So people are continually pushed by the need to overcome inferiority feelings and pulled by the desire for completion. So sa diri, for example, kita naga-eskwela gid ta maayo para in the future nami aton nga kabuhi kag successful kita, kag amo nang ga-compensate sa mga feelings ta nga, for example, be imol ka sang una. So mas strive ka gid for success para hindi mo na ma-feel ang butong feelings mo sang una nga gapangabudlay ka. Next na, Jai.
So as a current trend, we have here the critical race theory. Critical race theory, amo ni siya ang concept na doon naga-divide bala sa US. It began as an area of legal research in the 1970s, sponsored by Derek Bell. This theory originated as a field of legal study spearheaded by Derek Bell to address what he saw as shortcomings in understanding how discrimination and inequity are perpetuated in the law. He also maintained that imbalances in society, the economy, culture, and politics impact outcomes. So the term itself first began to gain prominence in the 1990s and early mga thousands as more scholars wrote and researched on the topic. Although the field of study traditionally has been the domain of graduate and legal study, doon nag-serve siya bala as a framework for academics trying to find ways of addressing social inequalities than the education system, particularly in the light of last summer's Black Lives Matter protest. So kita na yung picture, familiar kamo kay George Floyd. Ato bala ang Black American, ginman to siya nga ginpin siya sa grounds ng duwa ka police officer bala nga ang nisang police officer pin sa iya nga liog nga doon nadulaan siya sang ginhawa. Last year after the murder of George Floyd, ang mga Americans started confronting the genealogy of racism in this country in such large number that the moment was referred to as reckoning. Now, how is critical race theory taught, and why did the debate become a national controversy? How and even whether critical race theory is being taught is the subject of contention that lies at the heart of the current debate. So as a curriculum subject, critical race theory is largely the purview of university law schools and graduate programs. So ang concept nga ni, however, nag-influence sa mga historians, journalists, and educators in school districts across the US who say that they want to do more to teach the public about the US struggles with discrimination rooted in race. Why did the debate become a national controversy? The advocacy of a conservative documentary filmmaker named Christopher Rufo has inflamed and confounded a big section of the argument. Rufo built a cottage industry exposing government racial awareness training across the US. While doing so, si Rufo na-discovered niya nga ang academic writing bala behind it and nag-set out sang awareness about what he saw as an organized effort amo ni nga naka quote-unquote to re-engineer the foundations of human psychology and social institutions through the new politics of race. Even though the academic field was not always a perfect fit for what he was documenting, he labeled all the numerous incidents and instances he was categorizing as example of critical race theory and practice. Now, why is it under attack? Ano gid bala ang critical race theory? So ang topic nga ni nag-explode gi siya sa public arena, especially sa K-12, sa ila K-12 where school boards, superintendents, even principals and teachers are already facing questions about critical race theory, and there are significant disagreements even among experts about its precise definition as well as how its tenets should inform K-12 policy and practice. This explainer is meant only as a starting point to help educators grasp core aspect of the current debate. So basically, ang critical race theory, hindi lang siya curriculum, rather it is a practice. The core idea is that race is a social construct and that racism is not merely the product of individual bias or prejudice, but also something embedded in legal system and policies. So may nabasa kong article, bala nga even ang mga known authors, mga lawmakers, mga policy makers, naga-appeal na kung sino man ang magtudlo sa critical race theory sa sa academe, iban ina nga particular university or public nga school. A good example also is when sang 1930s government officials literally drew lives around areas deemed poor financial risk after explicitly due to the racial composition of inhabitants, and mga banks bala subsequently refused to offer mortgage sa mga black people sa dito nga mga areas. So subong ang gakalatabo is that ang proponents bala nga iban ang critical race theory sa school do ginclaim na nga i-exclude siya, and damo na nga mga legislation nga ginpass bala sa iban nga mga countries such as sa Oklahoma nga, and many more that have been proposed in various other state houses. So amo lang na siya.
Wait. Okay. Sige. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jai and group. So, very relevant gid nga topic ang political psychology, and yeah, also in relation man siguro with our study of psychology, and of course in relation man sa psychological assessment, so and testing naton nga class. So I found an online test, so to pero syempre with balaan nyo naman ang stand naton when it comes to online test, so questionable ang reliability and validity, but if you want to get to know yourself, get to know what are your political beliefs, so ari ang link. So but ramba ko gani questionable ang iyang validity and reliability because of ang author of course also has some political bias in his work. So so just take it with a grain of salt. So in relation man sa personality naton. So which do we stand? So ako nakatry naman ko, and though more gid ko center left. Center left gid ang ako nga political leanings. But anyways, just to ano pageb just to enhance our learnings, no? So, tawag mo dyan. Notice nyo man, so, like, question ko lang sa inyo, where do you get your political beliefs from? Survey lang. Saan nyo ba, where have you taken, or where have you, feeling nyo din kamo na influence sang inyong political beliefs? So, you may type in your answers if you Iba, siguro, when I was in college, syempre, those political beliefs ko man came from social media because, of course, I grew up also with social media, diba? So, some are from my parents or from my friends. Sa akon, pagid. So, but, notice ko, there's a change of course, in my attitudes with regards to political belief. So, sa una, do passive lang ko. Scroll, share sang mga statements without critically thinking about anong mga implications na, kung is it mere an opinion or a fact. But, kay since, nako, more mature and dugay na ko go work. So, galain man siguro perspective nyo man once you go out tagid sa university. So, I learned gid nga kung ano man ang akon nga gina-share or ano man ang akon nga gina-post or ano man ang akon nga ginatan-aw or gina-researchan. So, I try my best gid to fact check on my own, and of course, try to evaluate if it is really based on my own personal values. So, just a word of advice lang din. So, whatever political ideology you may gusto ko lang sa inyo nga studyhan nyo, critically think about it, and research more about the underlying movements. So, for example, did you know diba, ang dati, ang Black Lives Matter, so it's a movement, but also at the same time, it's an ideology. And when you look at it, may ara man sila own nila nga propose nga curriculum, which is related to the critical race theory. So, So, that's why, gin-include ko man siya as one of the trends. So, sa ako lang, when we see, mga political posts, especially today, di ba, ay hanang ga-divide sa atin as Filipinos, right? Social media, man gapon. So, and I think may effect gid ang technology, especially ngayon. And 'di ba, ang current subong current trend subong kung lain ang iya nga political belief mo, kung DDS or Marcos apology siya, i-block mo gid siya. But if you critically think, 'di ba, kung i-block mo siya, 'di ba, do more na lang nga news feeds mo is your own perspective lang gid. Do kumbaga nagiging circle jerk na lang kamo sang same man with the other side, if you think about it. So, sang una, ang social media connected us as Filipinos, as Malayanos, subong nga political season. It's been an avenue for more division, especially here in the Philippines. So, yun, that's just my observations, no? Nga, kung ka-disagree man sila sa inyo, there's always, you can always scroll up, okay, and ignore them. But, kumbaga, if you still i-block mo lang ng person nga na if ginaharas yan na kagid. But if tungod lang gid sa some petty stuff like politics, i-block mo gid siya. So like isn't it unhealthy also because or at the same time like mahambal ko na lang nga para may ka peace of mind ka, offline ka na lang kung hindi mo gid gusto makita ang mga post niya. Mm. Yeah, ad hominem, yes. So, amo pa gid na ang I think ang do kalain sa aton man nga culture kay kung balaan naton nga hindi kita magdaog sa argument gina ano ta sila gina ad hominem ta sila no so like I said kung amo man na matabo ano ba let's be the better person so kung gina ad hominem ya ka the best gid is not to retaliate and give ad hominem back. So hindi naton kumbaga ang tanawon ta is the issue not the person. And yeah, amo man na when it comes to politics whatever your political beliefs are. So let's look at what the politician is saying and also what he or she is doing. Let's not try to associate a politician kung ano man na iya nga party, kung ano man na iya color. Okay, so when we try to vote the person mismo. Because naman sa politics, nagakampi-kampi sila syempre to gain more power and all. But or to gain alliances and pero at the end of the day public servants man sila gyapon and what is important is what they are doing and what are they gonna do sa aton nga country. So okay, lipat ako sa question ko sa inyo. Sige, Jai, do you have any more insights or mga na-surprise ka mo samtang ga-research ka mo sa inyo nga own nga nga topic? May na-surprise ka mo or may na-discover ka mo or insights while researching for your topic? Group 6? Ay, sorry.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes. Hello.
Gusto ko lang maghatag sang akon insight nga I'm happy gid nga na-discuss ni bala nga topic kay I learned nga may ara agad dapat nga personality to consider before choosing a leader nga ang political psychology talks about sang mga personality bala sang mga leader nga gina-ignore ta lang dati. For example, ang if a leader is ang daw driven lang gid ang mga politicians bala nga driven lang gid sila sang mga urges nila or gusto lang gid nila mangorap or mangwarta bala ma'am kag ang to gain power man nga na-learn ko nga kinahanglan tagid mag dig deeper sang ilang personality kung ano ila bala nga naobra before because ang personality naton it talks about kung paano kita mag-act sa future. So kita man Japon masuffer if ang aton nga pilion is ang mga ang leaders nga ang hindi sila bala daw wala sila I mean ang mga leaders bala nga just to gain power lang gid wala lang ma'am.
Sakto gid. Okay. Any more basi sa inyo nga group mates basi may other insights tan sila? So amo man na let's be vigilant and observe man ang aton nga mga own man nga political behaviors no. So it's interesting man and also basi someday when you work this will be your own research interest so we need gid. So this will be a very relevant topic man, no? I think sa mga third years, kung gusto nila mag-research, can suggest it to them, uy, tayo nyo ning mga political beliefs as undergraduate. Damo ka mo the ideas makakuha as research topics. But like I said, kailangan man naton kailangan natin sa empirical data and hindi lang kita magsalig sa opinions kung kay sino man, kung may it be an influencer or or someone. So kailangan gid naton, like I said, critical thinking and evidence, and that's why I hope man nga ang aton nga mga discussions dere, the way we trained human will help you get as adults and as individuals who will practice psychology. Okay? Sige. So, any more questions or additional insights that you would like to add? Sorry lang gid ko bation. Wala naman. Sige. So, I will again check your So, try nyo lang ni ang political compass nga test. Tapos, and see what may be your own political beliefs. Or like I said, with all online tests, questionable ang validity and reliability. Yeah, but at least you can get to know yourself man as a person and kung ano man ang inyong own political beliefs. Sige, so this one